Well, hello and welcome to this week's angling blog. This week you join me back out on the banks of the river. We're on a brand new bit of river today and I'm super excited to see what bites we can get. There's been plenty of fish topping in this area. You can see one over there, but that is quite deep out there. Would have been plumbing up. It's a beautiful morning to be on the bank, like you've seen at the start. All the colours of autumn in the trees. And yeah, the peg behind me quite muddy, so it does feel like them autumn conditions have arrived. So looking at the side tray, we've got plenty of sawdust on our maggots. We've got some white maggots in there somewhere. We're going to have to clear some of that off, I think. But yeah, we've got plenty of white maggot. We've got corn in case any better quality fish are about. And we've got loads of this Hinders Chinese hemp. So yeah, nice little side tray. At the side of me I've got my new box from Cornham. You can see in there I've got all my things to hand. It's got legs on it, so nice and stable. Good place for me to put my phone and keep everything dry. And you can see there everything I need for the day on the bank. So you can see the mud behind me. I've got my 17-foot rod, and that's down to a little Buckshot Olivet that dots that float right down, but we might have to change that when the wind gets up a little bit. But to start with, I've plumbed up. It's about, I'd say about 13, 14, maybe 15 foot here. And it does drop off on the shadow. So there's plenty of depth all the way here. And like I say, it goes out there. I had the deeper on here the other day and it goes out to like 15, 16 foot out there and even further. But I'm going to start nice and easy just here where that bit of leaf's going through here. I'm going to put maggots in about here, hemp there, and then just go over the top and see what we can catch. I'll do the best with the GoPro, obviously, because the rain's coming down. It's got to go on the lens, so I think if the rain stops, we'll put the GoPro on. But to start with, we'll just go through the swim. So to start with, starting with a single maggot on the hook. Starting nice and easy to begin with, that rain coming down. Feeding the maggots there. Feeding the hemp slightly downstream so it all goes down in a line. And we're just going over the top of that bait. There's a nice bit of flow on today. We've all got a fish on the drop, which great sign. A little tiny little roach, or the first bite, which is always great. So a little tiny dumpy roach to get us off the mark. It's always great to get a bite early on, no matter what size it is. I say the beginning of working a venue out, you just want to get bites. And the weatherman definitely lied today. Said it was going to be clearing about 8:30. Took the GoPro off because of obviously the wind and the rain getting on it, but there's plenty of these little roach coming over that hemp. Great to be getting into bites, and where these small fish, these obviously bigger, the question will be is can we draw them in? So it's a big piece of river we've got in front of us today, and you could easily be down that line there, but well, these fish are here. We're just going to keep plodding away, putting that hemp in. These bites are coming right over the top of that hemp. You see there, these fish just coming over the top of that hemp, and this feels like a slightly better one. It's a perch. First sessions on venues are all about putting the pieces of jigsaw together, working out the species that are there, the temperatures that they'll feed, the depths that you're dealing with, and this has got a really good depth. And yeah, today is just about getting bites. If you get some quality move in, that'll be great, but it's a beautiful little perch. And this rain being on and off is making filming really difficult, but I'm getting into some fish now, and it has been a bite most trots through, and that's another little billy. And I say it's been great fun, hard to film, being overcast and drizzly, but yeah, good to be getting bites. While we're getting bites, I'm reluctant to make any changes. I always feel like fish can move into an area, but already beginning to build a picture. I'd say certainly in the warmer months, this is more than enough water to be getting plenty of bites in. Like I say, depth is always something that you shouldn't be scared of. If you're an all-round angler through the seasons, you're going to encounter deep venues, and that's why we're putting that hemp in more than the maggot at the moment. So at the moment, just keeping things super simple. Just literally flicking out, feeding that hemp into the swim. And then just a bit upstream, some maggots, because obviously you want them maggots to fall down through the water There is a danger with these small fish, they will come up. That is a danger, but I'm hoping that putting a big amount of maggot in one go, they'll get down. And we're putting the hemp in probably more than the maggots at the moment, just to try and get an area in the swim where we can get the bite. And when the weather's like this, you can dot that float right down, and it is going through beautifully. You've seen there 2 kingfishers just shot through. You see there, getting all these bites right over that hemp. It's another roach. Great to see so many fish in the river. Just got to hope that some better quality fish do move in. And that's the first slightly better roach, so feeding that hemp more positively now. Continuing maggot on the hook. I have put a bit of corn in as well, just to put some better quality baits through the swim. I'm just going to keep on feeding that hemp and just seeing what we can attract in, because we've got the right species in the area, and these roach are right on top of that hemp. See there. Really is nice fishing. You can see there by just sticking at it, slightly better quality roach, and I'm just going to keep on plugging away. Difficult filming because obviously the rain keeps coming down, but we've got some brighter weather on the horizon, and yeah, beautiful fishing just off the rod tip. After sitting through that rain this morning a little bit, Mr. Sunshine being out is both warming and great on the face. I was a bit worried that we were going to be sat through rain all day, but thankfully the sun's come out and we're still just trotting away on this inside line down here, just holding back over that hemp. Not feeding any maggots now at all, just purely feeding hemp seed. You see there, even with the phone in my hand, to bite a chuck. They're not very big at times, but great fun. So one thing I always do with the sponsored content on the channel is let the videos speak for themselves. You've seen the rain today, and you can see there the raindrops on top, and it's absolutely bone dry in the middle. And when you're out in all conditions, it's exactly what you want. You don't want it being soaking wet through and not be waterproof, but all the content's in there, bone dry. And every so often you do make contact with a slightly better one. And on days like this, when you're hooking to a better quality fish, that's when you begin to worry that Mr. Pike, if he's about, it'll be the one he'll take. And especially when they start darting down here into these reeds. But yeah, it's a beautiful little roach, that. And over the years I've fished most of the rivers in the northwest of England, in Cheshire and into Wales. And one thing is always apparent: when you hook a better quality fish, that's when Mr. Pike's gonna show up. So yeah, slightly a bit nervous, but great to see some better fish showing. And it has been a bite of chuck this session. I say, missing a bit of the quality that you would want to get, but as a first session goes, it's ticking all the boxes. You know, getting bites is the main priority, and just learning a bit about the venue. You know, just sitting on the venue, you can see where fish are topping. Speaking to anglers is a great bit as well, and you're always just beginning to put that jigsaw together. Talked on a recent blog about venues that are growing. We've had more bites on this session than we did on that one, so yeah, bodes well for the months to come to see how this venue does. And from where we started this morning with that rain coming in, blue skies, them fluffy white clouds, there is a chill in the air. Every so often you bump into a better quality fish, and normally today it's been Mr. Perch. Our rivers have been crying out for rain, haven't they? But one of the things that you do get are them beautiful colours where the river's been clear. And I do love the attitude of a perch, even at that size, angry and defiant. So the session does come to an end there now, and as you can see on screen, we've had plenty of bites on what's been a busy session on the bank. On the session today, I've learned plenty about this river. It is quite deep, close in, you can catch fish, there's plenty of fish in the river and bites to be had. What would I do differently on the next session? Well, I think I'd bring the feeder rod with me and explore this water further out and spend some time on the feeder to see if there's any better quality fish in that deeper water, and maybe fish that line down the margin and feed it up. But it's been an enjoyable day on the bank, and as first sessions go, I really am made up. In the months to come, I'm sure we'll look back on this session and look at the building blocks that we put in place today Can't wait to get back on the venue, and I really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave it a like and subscribe down below. And all that remains is for me to wish you all tight lines in your own fishing, and I'll catch you all next week. Tight lines.